Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that Blade has exceeded my expectations in his performance. There's a bit of context I want to provide before we get into the showcases and how to build him. But it is time that we made some Blade content, seeing as his banner is up right now. A number of you are probably wondering, is Smack going to make a follow-up video and his latest, insights of Blade? Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, my favorite character in the entirety of the game is Blade. So I recently did a zero cycle, and by recently I mean today. I did a zero cycle on floor 12, first half. I don't think y'all understand how impressive it is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. How impressive it is to zero cycle floor 12, period, either half. First half is 3 elites with a boss. Second half, 2 elites with the damn bug. And they have more HP threshold because they're at 95. But let me tell you something. Blade zero cycling the first half at E0 is insane. That shit is crazy. I watched my brother Mr. Pokey not too long ago, a week or so ago, barely zero cycle it with an E2 imbibitor lunae with a sustainer. I just zero cycled with Blade with a sustainer at E0 with his signature light cone. Now, before we go any further, yes, I got my boy his signature light cone 2 days ago because I told myself the only signature light cone I have on my account is Jing Liu's, and that's not even your favorite character. Your favorite character is Blade. What the hell? What is this disrespect? What is this blasphemy? Get your boy a signature light cone. Before that, I had been rocking Secret Vow S5 all the way until his first, his first release up until his second rerun banner, right? Or not, your first rerun banner. I had been rocking that, but the crit difference from his signature light cone to Secret Vow is just night and day. That 18% crit rate makes him perform so much better. And the other stats are great too. The HP increases his damage, the damage bonus, and then the base stats. But that 18% crit rate is massive on Blade. And so his performance has increased tremendously. So I want y'all to keep this in mind because I saw that prydwen had my boy in the A tier on MOC and Pure Fiction, which by the way, I cleared all Pure Fiction with Blade on auto. So when I saw that, I was like, these motherfuckers have lost their goddamn minds. Not S plus tier, not S tier, A tier, my boy. This has nothing to do with my bias too, by the way. Brother just zero cycled MOC 12. Now I do want to make one thing clear. Zero cycle used the MOC buff to finish it off. But she had less than like 15% or so off the top of my head HP remaining, maybe even 10% HP remaining. So with enough investment in the team and in Blade, a little bit more investment, and that's a zero cycle without even the buff. And again, this is floor goddamn 12, and I just gave you the context of an E2 and imbibitor lunae struggling. So keep that in mind as we go through these showcases. I got 2 prepared for you. One is with Ruan Mei and Bronya. That's the one we zero cycle. The second showcase is for the free-to-play players. It's going to be with Lynx, Pella, and Ruan Mei. That's a much more free-to-play friendly team that people can utilize in case, for whatever case your budget is, I don't know. But that was a 3 cycle. However, I did get a 2 cycle with that same exact team, but I wasn't trying to get sweaty, and it was kind of disingenuous. If I got 3 cycle, I was like, you know what? We'll just use the 3 cycle. It's okay because it's a way more free-to-play friendly team. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this stuff. Okay, so as usual, we're always going to rock you through the fine details so that you guys can understand how this was achieved. Now I'll be honest, I was the one who said running Bronya and Ruan Mei on the same team is some sweaty try-hard shit, but they actually work beautifully well with Blade, and it'll all make sense here in a bit, but Bronya is best in slot support for Blade, no question, and that's because her manipulation of the turns with Blade actually provides immense value because Blade has the ticks where he does counters every time he loses HP. So the more times Blade goes, the more times he triggers his counter. But I mean, Bronya, of course, she's best in slot for Blade. It makes perfect sense. I will say though, before we get into the battle, Ruan Mei is very necessary for this composition because Blade's one of the units in the game who's one of the hardest units to get to the 134 speed marker to go twice, because he has 97 speed at base. So even if you give him a speed boot, bro's still only at 122 speed, right? And you have to get him to speed that's higher than Bronya, which means you have to get him to 135 or 6 speed and put Bronya just slower than him. So she has to be at 134, he has to be at 135 or 136, but he has to be faster than her, because Bronya can actually allow Blade to go 4 times in one single cycle. So the reason Ruan Mei is very good for this team is because the 10% speed boost she gives, that's one of the many reasons. The 10% speed boost she gives, though, enables you to make that happen much easier with Blade and Bronya. My Blade and Bronya, Blade's at 128 speed, Bronya's at 126 speed. And with Ruan Mei's 10% speed boost, they both go above the marker of 134 speed, enabling them to still go twice. This is very important to know. I know that was long-winded, but trust me, if you want to be a true Blade main who knows what they're doing, you need to be able to have that knowledge on deck. Let's get into it. Fu Xuan, best in slot healer for Blade, because 10% crit chance is massive. She also increases his HP and she makes him unkillable. That dude hitting me at first was very important to this cycle, because he enables me to do a full-blown combo with Blade and Bronya. You'll notice my Blade's about to go once. He already has 3 stacks towards his counter down there. He's already went once, right? She autos. Bronya brings him back up, and now he can he can do the full combo. Auto attack, counter, into ult with Bronya's buff. It's huge. And that's it. Look at the damage too. That damage is dirty. It was, I think that was like 100k into 180k into another 180k. It's insane. But that's thanks to him getting hit in the beginning. Blade's performance definitely depends on him getting aggroed a lot, which is why Lynx is very nice with him. That's 102k, 3rd time going for Blade, and now she brings him back for the 4th freaking time. But this is very fine speed tune. It's not easy to achieve, but Ruan Mei makes it so much easier. Without Ruan Mei, it's very hard to do. Look at that, 80k from my Fu Xuan ult. That's because she got the crit damage bonus from Bronya, plus the all-type res pin and defensive shred from my E1 Ruan Mei, and the damage bonus that she provides as well. And then finally, Blade cleans it up. 111,000. Look, we go into this next fight. Keep in mind, Blade's aggro's high. It's at 125, but Fu Xuan's is higher. So the little RNG right here, I'll be honest with you, because Blade gets hit, boom, and then gets hit again. And then he full counter. So we open up with a full counter from Blade, 161k on everyone's head. But the bad thing about this is if they didn't hit me, then my Bronya could have enabled my Blade to get that buff again and do even more damage with the counter. It is what it is. I feel like it's okay whether he gets aggroed here or not, because Bronya can make him do more damage with the combo. She can't light work, no reaction, because Fu Xuan renewed her buff up in the last turn, so it's beautiful. Blade, taking that lightning damage again gives him a stack down there, which is beautiful. And again, look, Bronya brings Blade back, and then Blade's able to use his ult and his auto attack. Unfortunately, he needed one more tick to do the full counter. That would have been a banger amount of damage, which would have made the 0 cycle without the buff potentially, because it's a lot of damage. But it's something worth noting. Full counter again, 117. See, if that counter would have went with the Bronya buff, it would have been like 190k probably. But the thing that's beautiful about these fights is Blade keeps getting hit. He keeps getting them stacks. So with better RNG, you can full counter more often, which in turn leads to more DPS. This isn't the best performance for this Blade composition. It gets better. And my Fu Xuan's not E1, she's E0, nor does she have a signature light con. I only have 2 signature light cons on my account, and it's from Blade and Jing Liu. Finally, this is a beautiful performance right here. 1 stack there, 158k. Auto attack, there we go, into the full counter, boom. And then you get to see that's the health that my Kafka was left with, which I told you, I said it was like 10 to 15%, pretty accurate, more or less. But that health with an extra counter from Blade with a little more investment in the team comp, because you'll see my investment isn't the best. My blade's pretty decked out, but he's not broken decked out either. But like, put more investment in my Bronya, put more investment in my Fu Xuan and my Ruan Mei, you can close that gap for a true 0 cycle. But we definitely ended up finishing off with the buff there. Again, this is a E0 blade, E1, E0 S1. That shit is impressive for floor 12, bro. This absolutely puts my boy in high S tier. No bare goddamn minimum in MOC. Ain't no goddamn A tier. Them have lost their mind. We have to establish that, guys, because that is just blasphemy for my brother. Because here's the thing about Blade that makes him so valuable, guys. Let's take a quick break here. Blade is not just a one-trick pony. He is a jack of all trades. He's not just a hyper buff DPS. He's skill point friendly to be a dual DPS. He's a tank. Bro does AoE. Bro does single target. He does adjacent damage. He can do MOC, pure fiction. He can do swarm. Any mode in the game. He can always be that unit that's gonna fill that void slot for you. So for him to 0 cycle and compete in meta while still doing filling all those other boxes, yeah, y'all have lost y'all's goddamn minds, bro. Y'all not about to be out here playing my brother like that. Ain't no way, chat. All right, so we're gonna go over the builds like we always do. No editing. My Ruan Mei is at 154 speed. We'll pause when we need to. She's rocking Memories of the Past. Her traces are 9, 9, and 9, so she can give a little bit more buff to Blade. Plus, the break from her talent is huge. That extra little 8% break, because it's break damage, that 8% actually could be another 10k in damage on her breaks. But she can get a little bit better. They were rocking 2-piece speed, 2-piece break effect. With better substats, you don't have to rock that. You can rock full-blown break effect if you want a little more break. As I told y'all, my E1 Ruan Mei, which I love when people try to say, you have E1 Ruan Mei. Hey, I told you goofy ass people from the jump to invest in her. I told you her E1 was cracked. So if you didn't go for that, that's on you. You failed to prepare properly. Don't try to discredit me and my shit just because I made the smart move to invest in the right goddamn units. All right, that's 160 break effect plus 20 when she goes into battle, which is actually 180. And then I'm rocking the break effect set on her. So that puts her at 200 break effect in total. And then, yeah, she's rocking an ER rope. You can see it right there. I made sure to be very detailed with this stuff so you guys can know. Another thing that's a banger. My Fu Xuan is rocking as much HP as possible. I made sure she had enough speed and substats to where Ruan Mei could finish off to where she could still go twice. So with Ruan Mei, she goes to 136 speed, enabling her to still go twice while not even rocking a speed boot. And she has 8,000 HP, which is huge, guys, because she converts some of that HP into HP for Blade. She gives, I think it's like 6%. She's 8, 8, and 8, so her ult can get stronger. And look, here's her build. Look at that HP substat, which, I know we're gonna get to that because there's who say he's rocking crit damage body on his blade. He said he likes HP. Well, I only have 1 HP main stat. And if I have to choose crit damage on Blade versus HP on crit damage on Fu Xuan, I'm gonna choose HP for my Fu Xuan because crit damage is literally horrible on Fu Xuan. It does the same damage and she loses HP, which makes my team squishier. So of course, if I have to choose, I have to put crit damage on Blade instead of on Fu Xuan. And then crit damage on Blade is the best in slot for damage, albeit a little bit more damage. It still does more damage, so it's not a bad thing if you're rocking crit damage on your Blade. I just was telling people that HP is just as good. Guys, if y'all always feel like I'm defending myself, trust me, you have to understand, I deal with these dumb on a daily basis and they wait for any little moment to try and get in their 2 cents. They're always waiting for me to slip up. They're always waiting for me to be wrong. So I'm always equipped with the shits. I have to stay prepared 24/7 round the clock around these tryhards. Okay, HP, everything on my Fu Xuan is HP. Every single thing. And again, we got away with that thanks to our Ruan Mei giving a permanent 10% speed boost to the party. So Blade's at 7,000 HP with 128 speed. It's important for your Blade to be at about 7,000 HP or higher. If he's at 6k, you need more HP mid-max, so you need to take away that crit damage body and put in a HP body. Unless Actually, I just not even know it less. He needs 7,000 HP, man. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. That shit is beautiful on Blade for not only for damage, but also for survivability. Now, the argument here is I got Fu Xuan, so you don't really need the survivability, but still, 7,000 HP is what you want to have. That's a good Blade. I'm at 128 speed. We're sitting at 75 with Fu Xuan, 77. We're basically at a 90% crit chance with Fu Xuan, and once Blade's set gets activated. So 90 to 204, and we're at 128 speed. Again, he has to be faster than Bronya if you want him to go 4 times. But just a little bit faster than her, not a lot, just a little bit faster than her. I got a signature Lycon, as I told y'all, and my Blade is fully filled to the brim. That's my boy. And then we're rocking, of course, Longevous Disciple. Here's his stats: HP, speed, and crit damage. Almost a perfect stat. We're just missing crit rate. Crit damage, HP, speed, and crit rate. We needed more rolls on speed and crit rate, but it is what it is. There's my Fu Xuan. I had to make sure to show you guys the only reason he doesn't have HP is because my Fu Xuan's rocking it. I have nothing else. I have nothing but crit damage pieces, outgoing healing, and 1 HP good piece. Speed is looking very nice. I'm still trying to make my Blade even stronger though. I want to deck him out even further. Here's the wind damage piece we have right here. Look at that, HP, crit rate, and crit damage. Beautiful freaking piece. And then this piece right here is garbage. I want to get a better piece here because it needs crit rate, crit damage with speed, and then obviously 2 more rolls on crit rate and crit damage. But yeah, he's E0. That's my Blade. Here's my Bronya, 126 speed, slower than Blade. She's at 888. This is why I told you she can get stronger and give him even more buffs. My Bronya can definitely make my Blade stronger. This is what she's rocking, random arbitrary pieces to fine tune her speed so that she goes right after Blade. But yeah, other than that, I got a lightning damage boost on her. Freaking hilarious. Yeah, so lightning damage boost on her. You obviously want HP right there to make her more tanky. And then she's E0. That's the team, that's the investment. Let's move on to the free-to-play showcase. So this showcase, it's not ideal. You can get a 2 cycle. I also want to remind you guys, my freaking my Lynx is literally level 54. So she's not even built, man. She needs way more investment. But Lynx gives Blade 1,000 HP and increases his aggro, which is massive. Because increasing his aggro and can, with enough RNG on your side, can lead to more follow-up attacks. And that's what I'm trying to say. With this free-to-play team, you could, and look, my Blade has 8,200 HP with Lynx. With this free-to-play team and enough RNG, Blade keeps receiving aggro, you could dead ass get a 1 cycle. I swear. Lynx is broken with Blade because the aggro, but you have to rely on some RNG for the aggro to actually work and have everybody attack Blade so that he keeps triggering follow-up attacks. I'm not gonna really stop this run. I'm just gonna let you guys appreciate what they're capable of because it's such a free-to-play friendly team. Minus my signature Lycon on my Blade and my E1 Raw, man. I won't take that away. I definitely do have some pay-to-win factors in here, but the team itself is very free-to-play friendly. 2 4-stars. One of them is literally both of them. It's just a free-to-play friendly ass team. I'll just keep it a buck. The only thing that's taken away to free-to-play-ness is the signature Lycon Blade and the E1 Raw. That's it. That's only factors. But yeah, we end up popping that off. You see that guy was almost dead. Again, Blade gets hit. No, he didn't get hit right there. If he did, that would have been a free follow-up. So like I said, with RNG, the 2 cycle I've already done. I 100% know, but with like perfect RNG, I could see this team getting a 1 cycle clear. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know what I was thinking about. I wouldn't much think about right there. You can see though the damage isn't as high with this team composition, and that's because of 10% crit chance with Fu Xuan. She gives HP, Bronya's buff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Bronya's buff and Fu Xuan. But still a fantastic team. If you think Blade's not free to play friendly, he is. You put a secret vow on him with this team, you can easily get a 3 cycle clear, guys. I like when this run's done, I almost got a 2 cycle clear. Again, it's just one of those runs where shit didn't go as not perfectly, but a little bit more ideal than I wanted it to. But Blade is getting hit to a degree to where he's triggering his follow-up attacks. It's just not, like I said, there's a little bit more RNG that can be had here. But yeah, we trigger this auto attack into follow-up attack once again. But what I will say about this team, Lynx has to spam her skill on Blade. pretty much. Sometimes you can auto attack with her, but you want to spam the skill on him because it only lasts 2 turns. And Blade goes a lot of times, where he goes 2 times per cycle. So you want to keep, see, I checked to see if the buff was still activated on him and I auto attack there. But generally, you're going to spam the hell out of her skill on Blade to keep the aggro and HP threshold buff on him, because that shit does increase his damage as well as him getting hit. So you'll notice I used the hell out of her skill. I just didn't use it right there because it was necessary. He still had the buff activated. But we're maintaining defensive shred on her at all times to increase Blade's damage. See, every time we use it on him to keep his, to obviously heal him, but also keep that buff activated. And then right here, if Blade's follow-up attack triggered on top of this, this would have been, and he didn't crit right there too, but Blade's crit on both of those, it would have ended it and it would have been a 2 cycle. But unfortunately, we went into a 3 cycle right here. It is what it is. And then Blade cleans it up for a 3 cycle clear. Smooth. There you go, guys. Didn't even trigger his full cycle. So let's look at the build, because I want you guys to see my my links, not my Fushuan. My links is like level 54 or some shit. I can't remember exactly. There we go. Oh yeah, she's level 54. And Lynx can get to 8,000 HP. Once I take her all the way up to level 80, she can get to 8,000 HP, which gives Blade a little bit more HP buff, which makes him do more damage. But she's rocking the same pieces I had on my Fushuan. She's not even rocking a speed boot because, again, thanks to Ron May, you don't need a speed boot if you can get them to a high enough speed to close that gap. And she can do with more investment in there as well. But for the most part, she's a healer. She just increases the aggro for Blade, and that's pretty much it. There's my Pella, and then everybody else has the same exact builds that they had on in the previous run. That, you guys, is going to be the free-to-play showcase, so that if you don't have the other team options, you could use this one, and you can see that Blade still performs just fine. But yeah, that's gonna wrap things up. Hopefully I brought you guys some value and shine some light on our boy Blade, the emo freaking masochist. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you on the flip side.